Hi, this is Jason with Concourse Hosting, and today's tip is going to cover something that's come up recently: how to add additional users to Tableau Server, or what I like to call the joy of using Active Directory. Tableau Server is able to synchronize with Active Directory user groups from other systems and pull them into user groups within Tableau Server. If your Blackbaud Razor's Edge environment is hosted by Concourse, that hosted environment uses Active Directory, and that user list can sync with Tableau Server. There are three main things that need to happen to add a new user to Tableau Server. First, you need to have a user in the Active Directory, or if they don't have an account, add them there. Two, you need to add the Active Directory user to the Tableau user group in the Active Directory. And then three, synchronizing the two between your Active Directory and Tableau Server itself. But really, the first step in doing this is to identify whom in your organization is the account operator. The account operator is a role of the person or persons who manage your organization's Active Directory user list that you host with Concourse Hosting. Let's show you an example by logging into a client server and looking into their Active Directory list. Your account operator can access this either by going to the shortcut that's located on their taskbar, or by going to Start, Administrative Tools, and opening up the Active Directory Users and Computers list. So there's two ways that you can add a user to the Tableau user group here in the Active Directory. One, you can locate the user and add the user to the group, or you can open up the group and add users to it. Let's do the first. We'll double click on the Tableau user group. We'll click on the Members tab. We're going to remove me since I'm here already, and I'll show you how to add a user. Simply type in a portion of the username or the user's name. You can even just type Jason, even though that's not my username technically in the list. It's in there, so it will find my username, which is jrepco. You can click OK. It'll add it to the panel. Then just click OK, and you're done. Let's go ahead and remove this user. Once again. And this time we'll locate my user, double click, and we can go to the Member Of tab, and this is where we can add user groups to this user. So we'll click Add, and in the pane this time we're going to add in a portion of the name where we want to look up the groups that are available. It finds the groups. There's the Tableau user group. We'll click OK, OK again, and OK a third time, and then we're set. Now let's show you the last step, and it happens overnight in Tableau Server. I'm logged in here as the server administrator, and I'm logged into the organization's Tableau Server site where I was just showing you their Razor's Edge hosted site. For each organization's site in Tableau Server, we have a scheduled job that runs every evening and pulls any new user you've added to that Tableau user group I just showed you, and pulls it over here to the list of users in Tableau Server. We can do this manually as a support team and as Tableau Server administrators. You can either just add your users and wait for the overnight synchronization to happen, and then the next day the users will log in, or you could open up a support ticket by emailing support@concoursehost.com and ask us to manually synchronize your user groups in Tableau. I'll show you how we do it. Very, very simple. Now you'll see in a few seconds it'll show that one user was added to the group. What group? The AUUNI Tableau Server users, and there's the user pulled over from Active Directory on the hosted Razor's Edge site, and now able to log into Tableau Server. Let's show you how that user logs into Tableau Server next. I've signed out as server administrator. Now I'm going to sign in as that user that I created and pulled over here. The username format will look like this. And we'll give that to you when we set you up with Tableau Server. So I'll enter my password. I'll get to this because I haven't set a default page yet that I want to have as my opening view. I click on that, and here I am in the Tableau Server site for my organization. And just as a side note, I use the same username and the same password that I use when I use remote desktop to access the Concourse hosted server where I use Razor's Edge. I use that same set of credentials to log in here to Tableau Server. Last, let's cover the scenario if you have a user who is not going to access Razor's Edge, but you want them to access Tableau Server. You still need to add that user to the Active Directory. So I'll go walk you through really quickly on adding a new user. Let's make Jane Doe, J-D-O-E. We'll click Next. We're going to uncheck the user must change password at next login page because we want this user to use the same password, and if they're not logging in to the server and they're not going to be prompted to change a password of one of their own, we need to assign them a password and give it to them. Lastly, we'll double click on Jane. We're going to add her again to this group. All you have to do is add her to this Tableau Server user group. Since she's not going to use remote desktop ever to log into the server, don't add her to that group. Just Tableau Server users. Click OK. And OK. And last, I'm going to add one more detail in the description field. Tableau Server user only. If that's not there, then every 90 days, this user will be deleted from this list. So make sure you put that in there. So make sure you give the user their password, because if they ever forget or need to change their password, an account operator is going to have to manually go into here, into your Active Directory, change the password, and then give that new password to that user. I hope that helps you get new users into Tableau Server. Now you can start having those users favorite their own workbooks in Tableau and start sharing workbooks with all the different ways to share content using Tableau Server, which of course we cover in our Tableau tips to help you create your culture of visual analytics. I'm Jason, and thanks for watching.